Hello and welcome to the first ever episode of Swiftly Spoken, a fan-made Taylor Swift podcast in which we analyse her artistry, including her lyricism, music videos and full album retrospectives. We are your hosts Cameron and Lisa, and in this episode we're going to be taking a deep dive analysis into the Lover music video. Okay, so before we properly analyse all of the Easter eggs throughout the music video, we thought that it'd be a good idea to properly start off with giving some background information and facts about the music video, and also discussing some reoccurring themes, just so we're not repeating ourselves later on when we're analysing the Easter eggs. So yeah, we'll just kick off with some background info and then some reoccurring themes, and then we'll probably get to the fun bit, which will be analysing all of the Easter eggs.
Okay, yeah, so firstly, to give some general information, the Lover music video was released just over 2 years ago now, on the 22nd of August 2019. It premiered shortly after the Lovers Lounge YouTube livestream that Taylor hosted. Since then, it has amassed over 160 million views. Taylor introduced the music video after the Q&A session, describing it as being inspired by a lyric featured on 1989 from the song You're in Love. The lyric is, and so it goes, you two are dancing in a snow globe round and round. This lyric obviously inspired the snow globe that's featured prominently in the video. The video was directed by both Taylor and Drew Kirsch, who had previously worked together on the You Need to Calm Down music video. Taylor had specifically chosen to work with Drew as he has a very unique style and uses really aesthetic images and loves to play with colours, a theme that can be seen in many of the videos that he directs. For the Lover MV, the colours were much more muted in comparison to the vibrant colours of the You Need to Calm Down music video. Nevertheless, they play a really big part in creating the mood that can be felt in each of the rooms in the Lover house. The creation and decoration of the house was done by a really amazing artistic team, which includes the set dresser, Jennifer Lauricella, and production designer, Kurt Gefke. Their work and detail was recognised with lots of notable nominations, including an Art Directors Guild Excellence in Production Design Award and an MTV VMA Award for Best Art Direction. And it won a Music Video Production Association Award for Best Production Design in a Video. Another important person in this video is her co-star and love interest, which is Christian Owens, who now goes by the artistic name Owen with a double N. He was a backup dancer on the 1989 World Tour, as well as being Taylor's main dance partner for her King of My Heart performance during the Reputation Stadium tour. So a really apt person to play the part of her lover in the Lover music video. He recently commented on Instagram celebrating the 2-year anniversary of the Lover music video, stating that this video really changed his life, opened up a lot of new doors for him in the music industry, and he was really grateful to Taylor for that. He's also covered Taylor's songs. He's covered Betty, Lover, and Willow. And recently, he has released his debut single, Baby Girl. Finally, the Lover music video was filmed in a Hollywood set that used green screens for many of the scenes.
Okay, so next we'll discuss some of the reoccurring images that appear throughout the entire music video, just so we're not repeating ourselves when we're analysing the Easter eggs. So obviously the outfits and hairstyles are changing throughout each room, and a lot of them are changing with the colours of the room. So normally if Taylor's in a pink room, she normally has pink hair dye, pink clothes, yellow room, yellow hair dye and yellow clothes, but sometimes it changes. Also throughout the music video, there's lots of hearts. Taylor and Christian are often positioned in a way that creates lots of heart shapes. There's heart pins, heart earrings. Some of these can be seen at 1 minute 14 seconds, where Taylor's got a heart pin in her hair. She's also wearing heart earrings while wearing the Stella McCartney jacket, which is seen at 23 seconds in the music video. In addition, images associated with butterflies and love are seen throughout the entire video. At the 2 minute point, Taylor is wearing an amour headband, which in French means love, and is also wearing a butterfly t-shirt, which is kind of symbolic with the Lover era. In addition, throughout the music video, there's lots of musical instruments seen. For example, in the green room, Taylor's playing the drums and acoustic guitar. The red room, she plays the guitar. The pink room, she plays an electric guitar. And the dark blue/purple room, she plays a mini piano and violin. Okay, so the final image that appears throughout the entire video is obviously the Lover dollhouse. The whole video is centered around this, and lots of fans have kind of speculated about its importance and what a lot of the rooms represent. So we'll definitely talk about those now. So at the time of the music video's release, fans speculated that the 7 rooms most likely represented Taylor's 7 studio albums as of 2019. So the bottom left green room represents Taylor's debut album. The middle left room refers to Taylor's second album, Fearless. The top left room refers to Taylor's 5th album, 1989. The top middle right room represents Taylor's 6th album, Reputation. The top right pink room represents Taylor's 7th album, Lover. And the middle right room refers to Taylor's 4th album, Red. And finally, the bottom right room refers to Taylor's album, Speak Now. However, with the release of Taylor's 8th and 9th albums, fans have speculated that the staircases in the middle of the house could represent Folklore and Evermore. The colours of these rooms certainly fit with the aesthetics of Folklore and Evermore. So fans suggest that the middle grey staircase room represents Folklore, and the cloakroom staircase above the grey staircase refers to Taylor's 9th album, Evermore. Lisa, what do you think about this? Do you think that this is a realistic kind of theory, or whether fans have just gone too crazy and overanalyzed something that was never intended to be that important or that much of a kind of metaphor and symbolism?
Yeah, so I think, and I think Taylor basically confirmed it, that the 7 main rooms definitely represent her first 7 studio albums. So, in fact, there was a Tumblr post that was posted in which one of the users, one of the fans, spoke about what each room may symbolize. Taylor did reblog it, seemingly confirming that this Easter egg was real. However, I'm not too sure about the Evermore Folklore edition. I do think it's just a nice little coincidence that fits with the color scheme in the house, but realistically, I don't think that was planned that far in advance.
Yeah, no, I have to agree. I do think that the albums from debut all the way up to Lover, definitely the color schemes work with those albums perfectly, and it makes total sense. But I do agree that, yeah, the kind of Folklore, Evermore, that was definitely not planned, and she had no idea that those were coming. So yeah, I do think it's quite a nice coincidence, but
Yeah,
I'm not too sure about that theory. But it does kind of work, and it's definitely something to comment about, because
yeah, for sure.
it's definitely talked a lot about in the kind of Taylor Swift world and fandom. But yeah, okay, so now we'll move on to properly discussing some of the Easter eggs, as we've given kind of some background information and the kind of reoccurring themes. So yeah, we'll probably dive into those now and analyze all of the different sections. So yeah, stay tuned to hear all of that. I don't think we needed the stay tuned. Okay, so now the fun part of this podcast, we're going to look into all the Easter eggs and analyze those in depth. So the first Easter egg that we see at 9 seconds is the Lover snow globe. So a young girl unboxes the snow globe on Christmas Day, and despite the music video being released in August, the Christmas elements in it are most certainly due to Lover's opening lyric, "We could leave the Christmas lights up till January." Furthermore, obviously Taylor grew up on a Christmas tree farm, and she also included a Christmas tree in the opening scenes of the Me music video, which can be seen at the 27-second mark. Additionally, a version of this snow globe was available for a limited time on Taylor's official merchandise store. However, the one that was available had a slightly slimmer stand in comparison to the one that's seen in the music video, but they're almost identical. This kind of merchandise piece has become a massive kind of fan favorite, and is definitely a very sought after and expensive piece. And I recently did a poll on my Instagram and about people's favorite kind of Taylor Swift merch items, and this one came second and definitely trumped a lot of the others. It was very popular, and it's interesting to see how this kind of merch piece has just become so sought after. But it's definitely very cool, and I think it's because people kind of want a piece from that music video, and it's quite cool to see something in a music video and then purchase it. And also, it was kind of the first time we'd ever really had a kind of more home ornament kind of Taylor Swift merch piece like that. Obviously, she
Yeah,
released later kind of snow globes, but it's definitely a very cool piece, and it's something that I would love to have. But
oh, for sure.
the resale prices are nuts. But yeah, anyways, the snow globe was also featured in the Lover remix, featured Shawn Mendes Snow Globe lyric video, so you can see it there in more detail if you want. In addition, fans have suggested that the Archer lyric video may have teased the kind of themes of the Lover music video, as throughout the Archer lyric video there was kind of snow falling throughout. I don't know how real or legitimate this kind of theory is, but it's definitely something to know. Okay, then at 12 seconds, we see the first glimpse of the Lover House. Obviously, we've already discussed that, but yeah, that's where we first see that. And then the next Easter egg that we're going to talk about is at the 23-second point, which is the Stella McCartney bomber jacket. This bomber jacket that Taylor is wearing was part of the Stella x Taylor merchandise collaboration. The jacket was available on both Taylor's merch store and Stella McCartney's website for £1,995, which is crazy. That has got to be
Damn.
the most expensive merchandise piece ever. Like, personally, I don't think it's worth it. Like, it is,
It's
it
a
is,
price, isn't it?
it's,
It's a
it is
large price.
nuts. It is definitely crazy. Like, I would love to know who bought it or if anyone has it. But yeah, that compared to the Lover Snow Globe, that is definitely not a popular Taylor Swift merch item, but it's definitely cool to kind of know. Also, at this point in the 23-second mark, Taylor's wearing a heart earring, and she also has pink tips on at the ends of her kind of hair.
Okay, so moving on, we are now entering at the 30-second mark, the green room. And here, Christian is hanging a picture of Taylor's new cat, Benjamin Button. Also, another curious little Easter egg that many people may have missed is there is a palm tree by the fireplace, which could be a reference to the palm trees that Taylor featured when she was teasing the Lover album itself. Another curious fact about the green room is it was Christian Owen's favourite room to be in, as he said he enjoyed watching Taylor master playing the drums. Next, at 36 seconds, we move to the yellow room where we have the cat, Benjamin Button, being featured. This room is all upside down, and some fans have speculated that this is because during the Fearless era, Taylor's life was kind of turned upside down by the newfound fame that she gained, all of the awards, and how her world basically exploded at that time. Moving on, at 46 seconds, we enter the red room, which is really interesting and contains one of the biggest Easter eggs and most detailed Easter eggs in this video. So the room contains two stained glass windows which feature the Taylor Swift crest. Though it can't really be seen perfectly, it is very detailed and has a lot of symbology from heraldry. Heraldry is basically a system by which coats of arms were created, and Taylor really looked into it, it seems, because the symbols that are used really do have meanings. So starting from the top, the first thing we can see is Taylor's lucky number 13 inscribed into a crown in Roman numerals. A crown is usually a symbol of victory, and in this case may also be a callback to the You Need to Calm Down video and lyric, We've All Got Crowns. On the left, we can see a snake, which is obviously the emblem of the Reputation era, and also, coincidentally, is Taylor's Chinese zodiac symbol. Snakes are also usually symbols of wisdom and defiance. Moving to the right, there's a butterfly wing, which is the symbol of the Lover era itself, but also of newfound freedom and hope and rebirth. On the shield itself, there's three cats featured, which obviously are references to Meredith, Olivia, and Benjamin. And they all are featured in a passant position, which basically means that it's a typical position that you could see on coats of arms, usually featuring lions, but in this case, obviously, it's the cats walking with their left paw raised. In the center, there are two arrows, which could be a reference to Taylor's astrological sign, Sagittarius, also known as the Archer, or it could be a reference to the song, The Archer. Just below, we can find a scroll. Usually on coats of arms, this scroll would contain the family motto. And on it, though there's some debate, most people tend to believe it says amans, which is Latin for the word lover. The colours in general of the crest are basically pastels, and they reflect the colours of the Lover era in general. So the first appearance of this crest was in a teaser for the Lover MV, which Taylor posted on Instagram, where you can see it kind of in clearer detail. Obviously, then it appeared in the video itself, and since then has reappeared at different points. So it reappeared for the teaser for Evermore, and now it has appeared engraved into the vaults containing songs to be featured on Taylor's versions of Fearless and Red. So it seems that the crest has now become a symbol of the ownership of her new music. Above the crest, there is a die that can be seen in the stained glass window. And this could be a callback to another image that was seen in the You Need to Calm Down music video at 3 seconds, the bowl of dice, and probably making reference to the Cruel Summer lyric, Devils Roll the Dice. Other things of note in the red room is that Taylor is wearing a yellow dress. So this makes a change from other rooms where she is wearing a color that reflects the color of the room itself. So many fans believe that Taylor's wearing a yellow or golden dress in this room because of the lyric from Daylight. I once believed that love would be burning red, but it's golden. At 49 seconds, we then move to the blue room, and the first thing we see is a shot of the sink with water bubbling in it. Now, this is a very interesting shot. It's only on screen for like a second, but it's a notable shot because it's one of the kind of images that the director or co-director Drew Kirsch enjoys filming. It is also quite reminiscent of the introduction scene from You Need to Calm Down. And in fact, in a Billboard interview, the co director Drew Kirsch mentioned that originally they were talks of featuring a boiling pot of water or milk overflowing in the You Need to Calm Down MV in place of the blender. But they chose to go with the blender for You Need to Calm Down, and it seems that they brought back the image of boiling water for the Lover music video.
Okay, so the next Easter egg that we see is at the 52nd point, and that is the fishbowl. So Taylor has described the symbolism of the fishbowl in a behind-the-scenes clip of the Lover music video, which was featured in Taylor's 2019 CBS Sunday Morning interview. Taylor stated that my life is like a fishbowl, and if I were to fall in love, somebody is choosing to be in that fishbowl with me, to jump into the fishbowl with me and live in that world just with me. Taylor also confirmed a fan theory about the fishbowl scene, as one fan on Tumblr wrote, the fishbowl scene is so important, meaning everyone can watch how she's living her life and judge based on it. And then her lover dives right into the fishbowl, or that lifestyle, without looking back to be with her. Taylor responded in all caps, that was the point, thank you so much for getting it. Also, this fishbowl scene kind of is a bit of, it kind of is a bit of a throwback, but not on purpose necessarily, to the kind of Fearless album photo shoot for Breathe. If you look in the CD booklet, Breathe, Taylor's kind of in this very flowy dress under the water, quite mermaid-esque, very much kind of similar to the Lover fishbowl image, but definitely not on purpose. It was definitely not a kind of on purpose Easter egg. It's definitely more coincidental. Lisa, what do you think about this scene in the fishbowl? And I think it's definitely kind of really has a lot of symbolism and is a really kind of cool Easter egg.
Yeah, for sure. It's very metaphorical. It's very deep if you think about it. And even in the CBS interview that she did, when she mentioned that, she was like, "Oh, it sounds so depressing," but not on purpose. But yeah, it's a great metaphor for celebrity and how we view their lives in a way.
Yeah, it's quite a sad kind of image, as well as being
Mm,
quite symbolic and really beautiful. It's definitely a really kind of like beautiful image of them swimming
for
around
sure.
together. But it's
Oh
also
yeah.
quite sad that yeah, they're limited to this kind of world that they're being looked in on and kind of judged, and that unfortunately, when you kind of are in a relationship with her, the idea that she kind of talks about in Peace on Folklore, where
Yes.
she says, I could never give you peace, and your life jumping into this fishbowl with me, you're going to get scrutinized, and some things I can't control. Unfortunately, the media are obsessed with me, and like that's just how it is. Unfortunately, being a celebrity, which is a shame, but it's definitely a really cool kind of metaphor.
Yeah, it's
And
brilliant.
also, I might mention as well, which is quite interesting, is that obviously with the kind of color theming of the rooms, lots of people have said that that this room represents the 1989 era, and obviously it's quite kind of it's definitely not coincidental that this fishbowl is in that room. Obviously, during the
Hmm.
1989 era, Taylor was jet propelled into stardom, and everyone wanted a piece of her, and everyone wanted to know everything about her life. So I think it's quite interesting that, like you said earlier, with the Fearless era being the Fearless room, sorry, being upside down, and the idea of her world being turned upside down, and suddenly, being crazy famous, having album of the year. The 1989 era was kind of slightly similar in that sense, that Taylor
Yeah.
was again jet propelled, and everyone kind of was just like ridiculously
Focused on her.
interested, ridiculously interested in her life. So no, I think this is probably one of my favorite Easter eggs and kind of symbolic moments throughout the music video.
For sure. Okay, so next we have some sequential images that really pop up on screen for just a moment, but they're really detailed and important Easter eggs, and these are the board games. So there are a few different ones. There are two in specific that make reference to Cruel Summer lyrics. The first one is at 1 minute 8 seconds, and it basically is Devils roll the dice, angels roll their eyes, the board game. Um, Again, it's a Cruel Summer lyric, which she loved to tease Cruel Summer lyrics, Cruel Summer itself, and as we know, unfortunately, it never amounted to anything, which is such a shame, but still. And also, we can see the dice that we've previously mentioned appeared in the You Need to Calm Down music video and in that stained glass window in the Red Room on the cover of this board game. Furthermore, dice seem to have appeared over the last few eras. They also appeared in the Reputation era, on the patches that she sold as merchandise, and they translated to an 8 and a 23, which coincidentally is the release date of the Lover album. So, I don't think this was planned, but you never know with Taylor. Any thoughts on that?
Yeah, I agree. I don't think that, like, I think it would be quite a random merch item to kind of really tease something. Like, these patches were not necessarily something that, were getting a lot of attention. So I think it'd be quite a random item to.
Yeah.
And also with these dice as well, is that on one of them, fans add them up to make 8, and on the other, they just take the 2 and the 3.
The 2 and the 3, yeah.
So it's definitely a cool coincidence, but I don't think, and it's definitely a cool thing to mention, this kind of dice imagery. But yeah, I don't think it's anything more than just a fan theory.
Yeah. So the next board game is a 1 minute 10 seconds, and it's called Breakable Heaven, the game. Again, referencing a Cruel Summer lyric, no rules in Breakable Heaven. She really went for the references to Cruel Summer. I think
Yeah.
it was really planned to be a
Yeah,
single.
definitely, and also with the mural that was painted in New York with
Yep.
the devils roll the dice and then angels roll their eyes kind of thing. It's a shame because, and also then the Amazon
Yeah, the
lip,
teaser, yeah.
yeah, the lip thing with the Cruel Summer butterfly in the background. It's crazy how she really, really was teasing Cruel Summer, and unfortunately nothing came of it. I think there was maybe a plan for it to be a single, I don't know, or maybe she just really loved that song and really wanted to tease it.
Yeah.
Okay, so the next Easter egg we see is at the 1 minute 9 seconds mark, which is the King of Hearts Scrabble game. Afterglow, the 15th track on Lover, is spelt out with the Scrabble letters. Furthermore, the title of the ball game is King of Hearts, which is definitely referencing the Reputation song King of My Heart, which is also track 15, similarly to Afterglow. However, fans have often commented that the numbers on the Scrabble letters add up to 15, with obviously King of My Heart and Afterglow, like I said, both being track 15 on Reputation and Lover. However, upon closer inspection, it appears the numbers actually add up to 16. The numbers on the Scrabble letters are 1, 4, 1, 1, 1, 2, 1, 1, and 4. The next Easter egg that we see is at the 1 minute 13 second mark, which is the pink phone. This style of phone has appeared in the Look What You Made Me Do video at the 2 minutes 56 second mark, as well as in the Our Song video at the 5 second mark. Much like the phone in the Lover music video, the Our Song video phone is also pink. I think this is quite a cool callback. Again, maybe not necessarily done on purpose, but it's quite interesting that Taylor obviously likes to use these kind of vintage looking phones in her music videos. So yeah, it's definitely something to comment on.
At 1 minute 24, we return to the Red Room and we can see that a party is being held. Specifically, it's a New Year's Eve party. This scene matches the Reputation song New Year's Day. Furthermore, it mimics the Lover lyric, we can let our friends crash in the living room.
Okay, so the next Easter egg that we see is at the 1 minute 37 second mark, and they're the patches on Christian Owen's shirt. There's only about 3 patches that we can see quite easily, and these are the seahorse patch, another patch that appears to be a creature with a duck head and butterfly wings, and a final patch, which is a heart with wings over Christian's heart. This final patch could possibly be another nod to the King of My Heart song. However, we're not too sure whether these patches were kind of part of the jacket or were ironed on purposefully to be Easter eggs, but it's definitely something to kind of pick up on. As well in this scene, the lady that Taylor's love interest, Christian, is talking to also has heart earrings. As we mentioned earlier, the kind of heart image appears throughout this entire video, but this is one of those points.
So in the video itself, at this point, Taylor and her love interest have a fight, basically caused by jealousy, and they split up. They're in different rooms, they're alone. At 1:55, we can see a shot of the house, and Taylor is featured in basically every room on her own, except for the red room. Christian's in the red room on his own as well. But a cool little detail to notice is that Taylor is playing an instrument in every room, which I think really emphasizes the importance of music and musical creation for her. So even in these tough times that she's going through metaphorically in this video, she goes to music to kind of feel happier and feel better and express her feelings. And again, instruments and music and dancing is featured when the lovers make up and they're happy at the end of the video. And I think that kind of maybe represents how creation of music may happen both in happy and sad times. And for Taylor, it's just a way to express herself. At 2:07, we do see Christian alone in the red room, and now we can see another kind of callback to the New Year's Day lyric, "There's glitter on the floor after the party," because there is literally a lot of glitter and stuff on the floor after this amazing New Year's party that they've had.
Okay, so at 2 minutes 10, Taylor is playing a miniature piano in the blue room after a fight with her lover, as we have just said, for being jealous of the attention he gets. This scene could be a reference to the red lyric, "Losing him was blue like I'd never known," because she is in a blue room, is sad, and obviously is separated from him. Again, not too sure how kind of realistic this kind of theory is, but it's definitely quite a cool reference to mention.
At 2:16, there is a really, really quick image flash by as Taylor is climbing the stairs to go up into the attic. We can see all of these yellow outfits. So some fans have speculated that these items in the closet basically match outfits that she wore throughout the Lover era. So one being the Me music video yellow suit, which can be seen in the Me video at 1 minute 13, or also the Elle UK 2019 magazine photo shoot dress that she wore, and the bathing suit that you can see in the You Need to Calm Down video at 2 minutes 11, which are all yellow. At 2:26, Taylor has now entered the attic, and we can see the projector movie screen playing all of these little films. So this is a throwback to the Lover lyric video that we had before we had the music video. And this lyric video basically featured this makeshift film projector, which had the lyrics on top and all these videos playing in the background. Now, we tried to analyze these, and Cameron, there were so many. What could you
Ridiculous
say about
amount.
this?
Honestly, like the amount of videos that are in there, it's just insane. Like we've got a long list here, and I kind of had to stop because I was like, we'll have like an hour podcast just on talking about the videos that are featured in there. There's ones that have been later featured on Miss Americana,
Yep.
videos of her cats, playing songs, all sorts of stuff, blowing out cakes.
Yeah.
So yeah, we'll definitely properly delve into those and talk about those in a later podcast episode because it's really cool, all the videos that are in there, but it will take a long time to go through them all because there are a lot.
Yeah, for sure. It's a massive Easter egg in and of itself. So, yeah, perhaps in a future episode we can really dive into that. Next, we have the dirty joke, which basically is the salad dressing joke. Why did the ketchup blush? She saw the salad dressing. Which I don't know, I don't feel like it's a very dirty joke, but just a cheesy little one nonetheless.
Yeah, it's family friendly.
At 2 minutes 53, we have a fun little Easter egg courtesy of Drew Kirsch, the co director, which basically is the appearance of weird food and eggs, fried eggs. So, this is a scene that Drew Kirsch is fond of. He loves using strange combination of foods as props, especially the fried eggs. In the same Billboard interview that I mentioned previously, he mentioned that if you look at his videos, they all have food somehow. He said, "I like the way certain foods look on camera: eggs, milk, or raw meat. The most talked about image I ever shot was probably the cigarette being put out on a fried egg, which features in one of the videos he directed." Coincidentally, after looking up this information, I was on YouTube and I saw a video pop up, and I was like, wow, that really looks like a Drew Kirsch image. And yeah, it really was. He loves flat lays, he loves food, he loves these really standout images, and you can really tell when a video was directed by him. So that's just another interesting detail.
Okay, so the next Easter egg that we see is at the 3 minutes 17-second mark, and that is the cake. The cake in the Lover video looks identical to the one seen in the You Need to Calm Down music video, which can be seen in that video at the 2 minutes 39-second mark. However, the cake in the Lover video contains lots of candles, unlike the You Need to Calm Down one. However, lots of fans have speculated that the 3 large candles in the center of the cake could have some sort of significance and importance. Fans have possibly theorized that they could be referring to Taylor's 30th birthday that happened in 2019, or possibly the Lover lyric, "I've loved you 3 summers now, honey, but I want them all." Or maybe it might also be a suggestion that Lover was the 3rd single off of the album Lover. Also, this scene is quite interesting because it is kind of maybe a callback to The Moment I Knew song off of Red, where Taylor's love interest didn't show up to her party. However, in the Lover music video, he did.
So finally, we reach the end of the video, and the final Easter egg or twist that we see is at 3 minutes 50, where Taylor and Christian turn out to be the parents of the little girl that received the snow globe for Christmas. It's just a nice little touch. It's very cute. They're all wearing matching onesies, and it's a lovely little scene to end the video at.
Okay, so we've come to the end of the Lover music video and the end of this podcast. Thank you so much for listening if you've got this far. We really appreciate it. And we've definitely enjoyed looking at all of the Easter eggs in this video. I'm sure there are loads more that we haven't picked up on, as Taylor Swift is an Easter egg genius. But yeah, thank you so much for listening. And make sure you check our social media profile out on Instagram, which is at Swiftly Spoken Podcast. And you can also listen to our podcast on Apple Music Podcasts, Spotify Podcasts, and YouTube, as well as a whole host of other places. So yeah, thank you so much for listening. We thoroughly enjoyed it. It was definitely good fun rewatching the video and kind of delving back into that world and that kind of time, because I do quite miss the Lover era. It was a really kind of cool time in the kind of
It's
Taylor
a
Swift
shame
world.
it's a shame how it cut off, but at least we have these really amazing visuals, these really amazing videos, and who knows what the future holds for Lover.
Make sure you check out our next episode, which we'll be teasing over on our Instagram. So go check that out. And yeah, thanks for listening again.